What do Andrew Huberman, Miranda Kerr, Tiger Woods, 50 Cent, and Oprah all have in common? They're richer than me. Jokes aside, you know the actual answer because you clicked on this video. It's meditate. But is meditation the reason they're so rich and successful? I'm determined to find out. Meditation used to be viewed as simply a spiritual practice, but now it's the headlines of multiple scientific papers, promoting benefits such as increased focus, decreased anxiety, increased creativity, improving one's sleep, and more. And the thought of meditation is boring. As someone with a high energy level, who craves stimulants, who thrives in chaos, the thought of sitting still to improve myself sounds suspicious. Oh, and I have this thing called clinically diagnosed ADHD, so I can't sit still. Well, I can, but then, the voices in my head. We're coming to the end of Q4. It's holiday season. My anxiety is getting worse and worse and worse. So I decided I need to stop putting off this challenge. Because yes, if you follow, I've done a lot of challenges that have meditation that I just scurried around. Just avoided this one. Why? Because I simply don't want to. But I probably should. So I'm going to try and meditate every day for 30 days to see if it improves my focus, creativity, decreases these panic attacks and anxiety I've been having, and see if this is finally the cure to satisfy that little dopamine gremlin that I have living inside me, controlling my every impulse. So today is day number 1 of finally meditating. And I realized in this moment that I don't know how to meditate. I was just going to sit here and just not think. Let's see what Google has for me. Number 1, take a seat. Set a time limit. Notice your body. Feel your breath. Notice when your mind has wandered and be kind to your wandering mind. And that's it. I'm going to start with 30 seconds. JJ, have you ever meditated?
I've tried. I find it very difficult.
Do you want to meditate for 30 seconds with me?
Okay.
I don't think there's a single career out there that's more driven by dopamine than being a YouTuber. So I feel meditation would be good for us. And we have to sit quietly and listen to our breath, and our mind will wander, but that's okay. 3, 2, 1.
That kind of kills the vibe a little.
I won't lie. The entire time I'm sitting there being like, okay, what's the first line you say after this? And then I was like, no, Kelty, you're meditating. Like I was analyzing what I should say about how I'm meditating. Where'd your mind go?
I was just thinking about how I was meditating and congratulating myself for going like 3 seconds without thinking about how I was thinking about meditating.
Same, I was like, look at me meditate. You're so bad. Just being like, sits there, be like, it's gonna be tough. It's day number 2 of meditation and I'm overwhelmed. Just have such a big deadline. So it seems like the opposite thing I should be doing is meditating, but I know that's exactly why I should meditate because I'm overwhelmed. But it's like when you're supposed to just take 5 minutes to stop working, but I'm only doing 30 seconds because for the first week, if it's longer than 30 seconds, I just won't do it. But I cannot make an excuse for not doing 30 seconds. Why is it always so nice? But, my mind, instantly I do it. All I think about is like, what's the first thing you're gonna say to the camera after? But then I think about how I'm thinking, how I should be saying the first thing, and that's not what I should be doing. I should just be meditating, not thinking about what I should be saying to the camera, which I'm thinking about saying to the camera. It was like an inception. Oh, we did day 2, but it was kind of a fail. It's day 3 of meditation, and I don't know. This last 3 days, I've had so many panic attacks. I did a Jaybird class yesterday. It's like this dark room, no phones. You do like lay on the mat, so it like forces you to meditate for 10 minutes. And it was the worst idea I ever had. And today I just can't get out of this cycle of like, there's too many deadlines, my mind's being pulled too many ways. I'm trying to do everything for everyone, but I'm convinced everyone hates me. And I'm just so overwhelmed. The last thing I want to do is meditate. I was like, no, I have 5,000 things on my to-do list. I don't want to meditate. This seems like some lame, see my eggs are burning. This seems like some lame story arc I'm saying to be,
look how stressed I am, and at the end of the video, I won't be stressed.
No, it's not like that. I'm literally having a panic attack. I'm so upset right now. I'm so overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do. Okay, that felt really good to just scream. Thank you. I'm sorry I let that on you. I recommend you go screaming. But I'm gonna go meditate, because that will solve all my problems, right? No. It was nice. Especially the cold air. The cold air, very nice. There's like birds chirping, so it just brought me back to like me using my science brain. I think that just told my body, we're not running from everything. You have time to listen to birds and breathe. This is why I'm not sold on meditation yet. I've been having panic attacks. It hasn't helped. It was nice this morning, but it wasn't like, I still had anxiety and felt like on the verge of panic attack all day. But guess what just helped so much? I deleted my podcast apps. I deleted all social media for the day. Because sometimes I feel overstimulated, like too many ideas and I can't process because I'm just trying to sort out my own ideas. All I did is I just went outside. I still had things on my to-do list. I blasted music and just went on a walk. And I feel so much better. I think there is something true about sitting still. And once again, I got this whole challenge, but also I think sometimes, like, I've always had this movement meditation that I feel listening to music, getting outside and just moving is like tribal. I don't know, there's something like Wolf of Wall Street. Like sometimes that's what I need. I need to do the opposite of meditation. I need to go to a rave and scream and get outside and blast music. I'm still suspicious of this whole thing. Not me hating on meditation as I wear a wellness sweater. From a Huberman episode, a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. What people are thinking of at any given moment is a better predictor of happiness than what people are doing. Being fully engaged in what you're doing is the strongest predictor of happiness. My mental health is just shit right now. I'm overwhelmed, I'm full of anxiety, and I'm gonna try and meditate, see if this helps. It just feels like something else I have to do. That's what's stressing me out. Like I already have so many just deadlines with work, and I try and be healthy, and I try and look good, and I try and present the best version of myself, and I try and be a good friend, and I try and be a good partner, I try and be a good YouTuber, I try to be a good music student, I try and do everything. And also, I'm not meditating. Another thing I have to do.
I should probably change my mindset and be grateful and be happy.
And it's just, I can't be bothered. Okay, let's do it. Regretly. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Does staring into the abyss count as meditation? I'm cured. After the disaster that was week 1, I decided every day for the next 14 days I'd try a new form of meditation, starting with guided meditation.
Just to get comfortable, sitting with your eyes open, nice soft focus, just taking a couple of big deep breaths. And you breathe out, noticing how the body softens, scanning down all the way down towards the toes.
You're not controlling everything your body's doing. You're not controlling your heartbeat. There's a lot that's going on that is in the dark for you. You give someone an instruction to meditate, say, and you say, okay, well, let's examine all of this from the first person side. Let's look for this thing you're calling I. I is not identical to the body. People feel like their hands are out there, and if they're going to meditate, they're going to close their eyes, very likely, and now they're going to pay attention to something. They're going to pay attention to the breath. It's from the point of view of being a locus of attention that is now aiming attention strategically at an object, like the breath, that there's this dualism that is set up. The ultimate promise of meditation, I mean, there are really 2 levels at which you could be interested in meditation. One is, very straightforward and remedial and non-paradoxical, and it's the usual set of claims about all the benefits you're going to get from meditation. The real purpose of meditation and its real promise is deeper claim that if you look for this thing you're calling I, if you look for the sense that there's a thinker in addition to the mere arising of the next thought, say, you won't find that thing. And that matters.
Day 8, we're doing mindfulness meditation.
Mindfulness is really the practice of being aware of what's going on in the moment.
Now, this is from Harvard Health and Medicine. Find a quiet space using a cushion or chair. Sit straight but not stiff. Allow head and shoulders to relax. Close eyes and take deep breaths and relax. Feel the fall and rise of your chest and expansion and contraction of your belly. Thoughts will try to pull your attention away from your breath. Notice them, but don't pass judgment. Gently return your focus to your breath. 20 minutes twice a day is recommended. No, I am not there yet. Mindfulness is exactly what it seems. It seems to be just mindful of your present state, how the chair feels, the feel of the weather, all that. But I find thinking of everything makes my mind wander too much. So you just simply focus on your breath for 10 minutes. Fun. Today I did a Vipassana meditation.
And so before we begin, find a quiet space,
which is a form of mindfulness meditation that comes from the original teachings of Buddha.
and move your attention down to your hips,
That scared me.
to your thighs,
is a way of observing oneself without judgment. To get this, I went on YouTube and found a beginner's one, and this one was unique that I loved. It was guided with areas of pause and silence. And it was a reminder that meditation is also not just this science thing anymore. It was originally a religious practice. I won't lie, I had to Google this form of meditation 8 times to confirm this is actually the name because it sounds fake. Loving kindness meditation. Actually, this is funny. This is literally the quote. Loving kindness meditation isn't as cheesy as you may think. It's an easy science-based technique that can boost compassion and well-being. Step 1, get comfortable. Step 2, be kind to yourself. Often starts with directing love and kindness towards oneself. Start with the phrase, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. 3, expand your circle of compassion. Use the same phrases you used on yourself, but replace I. Oh, now I have to expand this to like the world. May the world be happy, may the world be healthy, may the world live with ease. And step 4, include everyone and everything. May dogs be happy, may dogs be healthy, may dogs live with ease. May you, Catherine, be happy, may you, Melissa, be healthy, and may you, Brooke, live with ease. Over the next week, I tried Zen, mantra. I have a compassion for myself and others. I have a compassion for myself and others. I have a compassion for myself and others. Transcendental. I was kind of hoping that one would be a little weirder than it turned out to be. 0 hallucinations to report. Sound bath, visualization, yoga, art, and the one closest to my heart, movement meditation. I learned different forms of meditation offer different benefits. To get better at falling asleep or managing lost sleep, try yoga nidra or non-sleep deep rest. If your goal is to increase focus and mood, traditional meditation is beneficial. Now meditation seems to be the way to productivity, optimization, scientific-based fact. And you know why I think the reason is? This guy. In scientific communities a couple years ago, I think meditation started to get studied more, but it got brought to the mainstream when he made a podcast. So I just remembered I listened to his whole podcast back in 2022 about how to meditate.
People explore meditative practices for the utility to bring calmness, adjust stress, improve sleep.
For my last couple days, I think I'm going to follow Huberman's meditation tips, which go as so. Close your eyes and try to put 100% of your focus on the third eye or breathe in for 3 breaths. Open eyes and visually focus on one body part or areas for 3 breaths. Look at something in the environment for 3 breaths. Focus on something further for 3 breaths. Acknowledge you are a small body in a large world for 3 breaths. Step back to interception for 3 breaths. Remember, pay attention to breathing the whole time. Not me being the biggest Huberman fangirl once again, but this one felt good because the one way, aside from movement, that I've really found has helped me just like center myself is staring at the ocean. First time I've ever experienced that like calming mind is when I moved to Halifax for university, and I'd go walk down the harbor and I would just stare at the ocean. And that's actually why I have a literal tattoo of a wave on my arm that I got in Halifax. The reason is I had this sense of calm when I looked out into the water. My problems are so small. The world is gonna keep going if I don't do my taxes. Like, all my problems mean nothing. Look how tiny I am compared to this massive ocean. So that's why I got this tattoo, because every time I see it, it reminds me of the ebbs and flows of life. So this meditation was really nice for when I can't just go to the ocean or the mountains or look up at the big sky. Simply ground myself and remind myself my problems aren't as big as they might feel in the moment. So I think I'm going to stick to this and doing that visualization again. Did I just find my meditation? Maybe in the morning, laying down, getting, guys, I think I just found a meditation that makes sense to me. I never thought this day would come. Okay, I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. When I first moved to Toronto, I read some book about visualization, and every morning I'd get up and lay on my ground. I mean, just like this hard ground, just lay on it and visualize my dream self, who I was married to, my job, like a day in the life of my perfect self. And like, ironically, I started doing that and it started like, I don't have that life now, but like, I'm kind of like 5 years away from it. Versus there, it was like unfathomable. And something about the hard ground. Because it's just uncomfy enough that it brings you back to reality. Like you're forced to feel it versus a couch. This doesn't make sense. But I think I'm gonna start it again because it was iconic. Why did I stop? Okay, iconic wasn't the best word, but. Over the next few days, I'll alternate between movement meditation, Huberman's protocols, and my own oddly unique form of laying on the cold hard ground. Meditation tip. Instead of dwelling on your ability to remain focused, think about your ability to refocus. That's where the training and magic happens. So after 30 days, what are my thoughts? How it influenced my dopamine, panic attacks, and attention. It's hard to say correlation versus causation, but I haven't had any panic attacks since that first weekend. I'm not saying it was directly because of meditation. I think there's triggers in the day, and meditation triggered me to want to be more organized, because I was more organized, I'm more structured, and there's a place for everything, and I really had my non-negotiables, and when I do that, less panic attacks for myself. Second, dopamine. This is a tricky one. I have noticed there's things which I will refer to as good dopamine. Like dopamine's all about motivation. It's the before the trip. It's like that feeling. It's the lead up. It's what motivates you to go get the reward. It's not really the reward itself. But I find the days I do more of the good stuff that are harder, like hard-earned dopamine, I have less of a pull for the quick fixes. Good dopamine would be baking a cake, actually making it, going through the process, and then enjoying it, versus just buying a cheap one and having it right there. Or a cheap dopamine would be scrolling TikTok. A harder earned dopamine would be the endorphins from a run. Meditation is one of those. It's like the good dopamine. It doesn't leave me that hollow, icky feeling, wanting more. Like I feel satisfied after it, versus social media and spending money and like those quick fixes, they're fun, but I never truly feel satisfied after them. Sleep, I didn't find any influence, but my sleep has been bang on. That's a hint in my next video. Before I finish off, I am taking a 2-week break. I always take the last 2 weeks of December off because I have to travel to Sweden and Edmonton, see my friends, spend Christmas with Megs and my family. So thank you for allowing me this time off. I really do appreciate it. And I got big challenges. January, you guys know, is when I drop all my year challenges when I'm working bar. So I got like 3 big ones, and then I will start that 2024 series. Thank you so much for your guys' input for the 2024 series. I'm still etching out the names. I really liked the words you guys talked about, like bloom, evolve. The becoming her is very that girl. Some of you guys pointed out, I was like, it's not about being that girl. It's not about being like this person who's 100% optimized in every second of my day and doing things every day that I want to do and like in a growth mindset. I know it sounds cheesy, but like it's kind of a bit bucket list. Documenting my own creative journey, and we'll get more into that, but I really like the words like evolve, blooming, era, diary, journal. Anyway, something along those lines. Comment below if those happen. But back into the video at hand. How did it impact my ADHD? Once again, I'm just going to talk openly about my own experience, understanding I'm not a therapist. I'm not a professional. It's a tough one as someone who, as a child, exhibited ADHD symptoms. Like I struggled to read and stay focused, and I was very hyper energetic, and I had a lot of creative ideas, and I didn't know how to channel them, and I was this and all over the place. And so knowing I've had just that, you know, my hardwiring's a little off, but then also we're in this world that I think so many people have ADHD tendencies just because our dopamine is so like, just we're all addicted. If you're not, good for you. I think my only way to overcome it and dealing with dopamine myself, obviously pharmaceuticals, I just mean just regular life dopamine, really putting those things in that are hard-earned dopamine. And they kind of suck, whether it be running, going for walks, meditating. Like you have to almost implement those things in your day to get your dopamine fix, so you're not relying on just all the easily accessible ones. This is going to sound like hardcore David Goggins. I've just noticed the days and parts of my life when I have those routines and I even just do meditation for a minute. If I go for a walk outside, I get enough sleep. I'm just doing that good stuff. I'm just so less enticed for the quick fix dopamine. It's like I just have a bit of a force field. I'm just a little less. When I've been working at my computer and you get
the little dopamine gremlin is just coming and I feel it. And I'm like, oh, well, what should I do? What should I do? Should I go get Kathy?
I now have slowly been trying to build better coping mechanisms. So 1, just stepping outside, getting some cold exposure is a really good one. 2, just going for a walk and listening to music. And 3, I can just sit there, which seems absurd. It's still not coming natural, but I know like I can just rattle in my head and just be like, just sit, just take some deep breaths. So moving forward, I still don't think I'm really great at meditating, and realizing meditation isn't just sitting there and not thinking of anything and stillness. Like that's actually a skill. To actually be one of those people who could just sit in silence with no thoughts for 30 minutes, like that is a hard-earned skill. When I'm overwhelmed at work in the moment, I'm gonna step back, sit on a chair, take a series of 3 breaths and think of pictures bigger than myself, or just breathe. Some are little tools I can pull out when I'm overwhelmed. If you're someone right now who's going into 2024, is like, oh, does meditating help? Yes. But you don't have to be good at it. You can suck because you have to build that skill, as I'm building that skill. But now I see the purpose of building the skill and I want to, and I found what works. And have a great day. Go pet dog. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, and I'll see you in 2024. Thank you for allowing me this time off. I truly appreciate it. You are all amazing, and I can't wait for my year wrap-up videos. Hit subscribe if you want to see those, and my new 2024 series, which I'm so pumped about. Okay, anyways, bye. I should have maybe picked like not like the one that wakes us up, like a bit more like what it needs to be like a by the seaside. Oh no, that's even worse. Oh.
Don't they anything that's just like
Chris, that's a little nice.
they're all a little frantic.
Yeah, they need. Oh, that.
That one's okay. You should turn down the volume a little.
Yeah, that's also my problem.